Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Planning Mindfully. Thank you so much for tuning in. With the new year right around the corner, I am so excited to be on YouTube and video and to get to share my monthly setups with you. With that said, I think you're going to find this particular Plan With Me video really interesting because while I was filming, something completely unexpected happened. And in a way, I'm actually pretty excited about this unexpected thing happening because you'll get to see in real time how I deal with this sort of situation, and it'll be super valuable and helpful for you because I'm pretty sure every bullet journaler runs into this at some time or another. So for January 2019, I went with a unicorn theme. I love all things unicorn, My Little Pony, and it was just a super fun and inspirational theme, and I really can't wait to get started and show you. So let's get started. For my January 2019 cover page, I wanted to keep it relatively simple. So I chose this very cute, very simplistic unicorn doodle, and I used a Faber-Castell fine liner size small for the doodles on the spread. After finishing the unicorn, I drew the accessory doodles like the stars, hearts, and crowns. And after drawing the outlines of the doodles, I went back in with the extra small Faber-Castell fine liner to draw in smaller details. Then I used zebra mild liners to color in the doodles. I really like the mild liners because there are so many fun colors. I really think that they are more vivid than some other marker options, and I thought it would be super cute for the unicorn theme. Don't those colors look amazing? I also used the mild liners for the January calligraphy at the bottom. And I used a gray Tombow twin tone marker to outline the lettering. And last, I went back in with a mild liner a little bit more to give the calligraphy a bit more detail. Okay, so for my monthly setup, I decided to try a similar spread to what my friend Rose from Little Miss Road created in December. So prior to filming, I went in and created the rough draft for this entire spread. And here's where I actually want to show you that the rough draft aside, I really screwed up my monthly layout. It is not December 30th. I was supposed to write January. For some reason, my brain just was like, oh, this is a weekly spread, not a monthly spread. So as you can see, I'm like, oh crap, in this particular moment, and I'm just trying to think, well, what can I do to fix my mistake? Well, let's just scribble it out with the same color I used to write with. And so you can see me right now just kind of trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing. And at this moment, I am not totally sure what this is gonna turn into, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, how cool is this moment? I'm screwing up on camera, which allows my audience to see how I deal with making mistakes. So what I ended up doing is coloring in all the white space with the color I used for the lettering, along with a couple of other colors with the Tombow twin tone markers. And I just finished coloring all the white space. So that took a little more time than I was hoping, but I decided I'd go ahead and try using a white gel pen to fill in the details for the doodle and hand lettering. I went with the straightforward font for the bottom right corner and used a Faber-Castell fine liner to outline the white gel pen. And then I went in and I also used a white gel pen to create the unicorn, and I used a gold gel pen for the hair, the mane, and the tail. And while honestly this probably wasn't my favorite fix I've ever done, I decided it would be fun to just stick with it. I'm always telling you guys that it's so important to just roll with your mistakes and move on with your life. Other ways that you can fix your mistakes include using whiteout. You could just scrap the whole page, use double-sided tape, and start fresh. As you can see, I made that mistake pretty early on, so it would have been, just a waste of 2 pages, not that big of a deal. But there are lots of really great ways that you can fix your mistakes in your bullet journal. And in the note section below, I am going to link to a blog post called How to Fix Mistakes in Your Bullet Journal. But at the very least, my habit tracker for January made up for the mess that my monthly calendar was. So I went with the 2-page layout because I like to track a lot of details, and I feel like if I just use a 1-page layout, I take up every square inch in the page. So I love using a habit tracker because it really helps me to monitor my behaviors. It helps me see if there are any cause and effect issues going on with my life, like not enough self-care or if I'm watching TV too much. And you can see I did more cutesy unicorns. This time I went with more of the unicorn heads rather the whole body, and they were just super cute. Both images are pretty much exactly the same. For the calligraphy, I used a Tombow dual brush pen, and I also used that to outline where I'm going to write what I'm tracking. And then I used a Faber-Castell size medium for the unicorn doodles and the heart and star doodles. Use a gold pen to color in the unicorn horns. And then I use zebra mild liners to color in some of the details on the doodles. I think this is probably the best spread I've created in like the last 6 months. Isn't it gorgeous? Went in and I darkened some of the details on the calligraphy to make the lettering pop. I really wanted to give the lettering kind of a 3D appearance, as you'll see. Add a couple extra cutesy doodles. And I went in and added the details. Sometimes I like to box the tracker, but this time I decided to leave it open. A little bit of white gel pen really helps to give it more of a bubble appearance. Last but not least, just adding the items that I'm tracking and referencing other months by just flipping back and checking what I've done in the past. For my time tracker, I went with a graph layout where different colors will represent different kinds of activities, and the colors are actually all located in my key for easy access. So for my time tracker, I went with a graph layout, and this setup looks pretty simple, but it actually does take a little bit of time to set up because there are a lot of little notches that I have to draw. It really helps me to see in a very simplistic way what I'm doing with my time every single day. And I use the Faber-Castell to draw in the details and the zebra mild liners to color in the doodles. Okay, so personally, I think my mood tracker was so freaking adorable. And I literally had no idea what I wanted to do initially. That included unicorns, but I knew I didn't want to draw 31 separate unicorns because that's a lot of work. So I was a bit stuck to start. I just decided, hey, let's start drawing unicorn horns and see where that takes me. So I knew by horror number 6 that I'd be super bored doing that another 25 times. So I had the bright idea for having the next rows incorporate other parts of the unicorn. So row 2 is the mane, row 3 is the face, 4 is the tails, and then the last row is the cutie marks. Go My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. So now I have this super epic mood tracker that has all the elements of 6 different unicorns all in different rows. And it was so cool, and I can't wait to share what it looks like filled in. I used the Faber-Castell to draw in the doodles and Tombow dual brush pen for the calligraphy on the bottom. So I actually end up setting all of my weekly layouts up at the exact same time. I did only choose to film the first week. All of my weekly layouts actually end up being really similar. The layout's exactly the same. The only differences from week to week are the doodles and the colors. I'm always trying to find a few weekly layouts that I can revolve regularly, and I've used this particular setup before with success. I like that it allows me to use up the entirety of the page, but it allows room for doodles and other things. What are your favorite kinds of weekly spreads? You should definitely tell me in the comments and link to your spreads so I can see them for myself. Hey, thanks so much for watching my January 2019 Plan With Me video. Don't forget to like my YouTube page and subscribe for future videos. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for other bullet journal goodness. Also, my blog and social media will all be linked below in the notes, as well as the supplies I used in this video. By the way, if you make unicorn themed bullet journal spreads because of this video, I would love to see them. So make sure to post your spreads to Instagram, and you can use the hashtag planner picture feature. If you make a unicorn themed bullet journal spread, I will love to feature it in my February Plan With Me video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.